Alright, I'm streaming. I feel like my desktop audio is too loud, so I'm going to turn that down. And yeah, I'm live. Okay, cool. So we're going to talk about the iDubbbz drama. I just need to real quick shoot out the link to the live stream to people that may be interested in watching it, and we will get going, you know? Playing Matt Watson right now. Not sure who's all familiar with Matt Watson, but that's who we're listening to. All right, it's Friday night. Not sure how long I'm going to be on, but I do have a take on the iDubbbz drama, I think. I'm a little torn up because people are torn up, you know, just in general. So, oh, hey Kara, what's going on? Did my audio sound good and everything? All right, I'm posting the link around. Oh, I'm screwing everything up. The world is falling apart. Everything's great. I'm happy to be here. Yay! So we got one viewer. We got Akira. I'm not sure if anyone else in the Discord is going to pop in. But we'll just get started right away. Because honestly, I try to keep things going for the replay value of these videos. Because I cannot be fucked to edit them on my own. So I'm just going to minimize this. Hey, yo, we got Donut Girl. Hey, what's going on? I'm thinking about you with the editing offer, by the way. I don't know if I can sustain the humility of having someone watch me fumble my words while trying to record a video. But if you, yeah, that'd be cool. As always, you know, MeJoeShmoe Industrial Complex is lacking, so you know, fan-made content is a-okay with me. You know, like Hassan's got and all the other big guys. So, alright guys, where should I start here? Because I'm not really sure where to start. I have my feelings on iDubbbz. I have my feelings on what he said, how I feel, how I sympathize with him. And then I started watching the Moist Critical rebuttal with like his take on it, which I know is like really popular here. Like people are really like laying on to that, and I'm not really sure where to start here. No, you're good, but that's cool. I mean, yeah, you know. All right. So this music's playing. I don't want to kill the music. I'm not sure where to go from here. Honestly, did everybody see the iDubbbz video? I'm just gonna kill the music. I'm just gonna kill the music, guys. We can't have the music right now. Oh, we can't even have a window. Hold on. I'm a bad streamer. I gotta fix this. I don't know. I was told to always make sure that I'm only running in like browser display mode or whatever. I don't think it matters. I don't know. I don't look anything crazy up on the internet that I have to worry about anyone seeing anything I don't want them to see on my like history or something. But nonetheless, god dang it! I just put my screen in full screen mode. Ah, how do I fix it? Okay, didn't like that. I would just start with the iDubbbz new vid and then Charlie probably. Okay, if I have time. Because it's already like going on 11 and I got to see my girlfriend tonight. So yeah, I don't know. You guys probably seen it. I miss the old iDubbbz. It's 17 minutes long. I don't know. I could probably just summarize it because then Moist is going to watch it as well. How long is Moist Critical's video? I like how you can still... Oh, siren's going off, guys. Just ignore that. This video is longer than iDubbbz video. Okay, so what? What do we got with iDubbbz video? Hold on, I'll go to my scene here. So what do we got with the iDubbbz video? iDubbbz has been going through a bit of a metamorphosis. Okay, we already all knew that. If you're watching this video, you're aware to some degree of the situation. If you really need to be filled in, you know, he is having some, he is not, he's grown. He's growing as a person. He is no longer proud, really, I guess, of his old content. I don't know if that's the right word for it, but yeah, he has some regrets for the content cops and the harassment. If you watch my stuff, which we only have 2 people in here right now, but you know, if anyone's watching this back, I sympathize with iDubbbz. I kind of feel like he gets too much shit. I don't disagree with anything that he says necessarily, but I also think he gives himself too much shit, and I think he gets too much shit, and I think that he's doing that because he identified that there were things about him that he would like to change. He surrounded himself with people that had attributes that he valued, and I think those people may give him too much shit, some of those people, particularly the Hassan Piker live stream I always reference, because I straight up think Hassan was being straight fucking disrespectful to iDubbbz in that. I am not a Hassan Hanabi hater, but I think he was being straight up fucking disrespectful, and I think that he really didn't know what he was fucking talking about, quite frankly. I think Hassan gets jealous of people sometimes. Like, he has some really weird takes about PewDiePie, you know, iDubbbz. I don't know. That's just my take on it. So, I don't know. He just uploaded huge L take. Well, let's just start at the take.
Yesterday, iDubbbz posted a YouTube video.
Hold on, let me fuck with my audio.
Divisive. I haven't seen people this
divided
on singular topics.
Sorry, I'm checking my audio visually the best I can.
Yesterday, iDubbbz posted a
So, yeah, I have a girlfriend. She was actually on the stream the other night. Yeah. So, all right. Let me get... Oh no, tell me my stream's gonna lag out.
Yesterday, iDubbbz posted a
nah, we're good.
video. Yes.
Sorry, I'm like having an issue with my desktop audio to my audio. Okay, we're just gonna play
Yesterday, iDubbbz posted a YouTube video that's become extremely divisive.
And I'm not even showing you guys the screen. All right, now we're gonna play it. Gosh darn. All right, I'm gonna drag myself over here. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Nice. All right, let's go.
This divided on a singular topic since the red and blue dress debate.
I guess a lot of people are pretty angry at this take. They're not good with it. I didn't watch the whole thing yet.
In the past, apologizing for it being hurtful or damaging, and a whole myriad of other things that he wanted to come forward with, and talking about how he's changed as a person and thus his content will be changing. He goes over like insecurities of his past, and overall he just invites the audience into the back of the kitchen to see how the sausage is made and meet the chef. And for a lot of people, they didn't want to meet the chef. He's being very open and honest about his feelings on his older self and now his current mentality, how he feels better and healthier.
Holy fuck. This is #1 on trending for gaming. Jesus Christ.
Doesn't like what he did in the past and didn't like who he used to be. So it's a whole apology video for all of that. He releases more feelings in this video than Pandora's box, and I kind of want to go over this whole situation because I have a lot of thoughts on the topic, not only as it pertains to iDubbbz in particular, but just in the general creator space. There's a few things that I want to talk about here.
For a while, I felt like if I changed my content over time, that people would see that as a reflection of who I am and what I value.
For the record, I am kind of in the middle on this video myself.
It's a very weak and passive way to, you know, run my channel and live my life.
I'm sorry to immediately come in here with the Phoenix Wright objection, but I completely disagree with the sentiment that it's weak or passive to change your content and expect people to see that as a reflection of yourself. That's pretty much the optimal way of handling any kind of situation in which you're not comfortable with either your audience or the content you've been making. By changing the content over...
I can make it louder, yeah, sure. I guess since I stopped, the sentiment there, when iDubbbz said it originally, I also felt the same way I think Charlie feels here about him feeling like oh, changing the way he is weak or whatever, blah 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 blah. I thought it was weird. It hit me the wrong way. But the more I thought about it, I think iDubbbz's biggest regret and what makes him really concerned about his old content is the other personalities it fostered, how it influenced other people to act and behave. So I think the reason that iDubbbz feels that it's weak of him to not be more clear with his views on things and not just expressing it through his content is because iDubbbz maybe wants to correct some of that. I don't think iDubbbz content was really ever that bad personally. But you know, iDubbbz tells the story, if we get to that part in the video, where like a transgender person came up to iDubbbz and was like, hey, I know you probably don't like me, but could I please get a picture anyway? And that to be taken that way, you know, just like maybe you never felt that you were communicating, that you may feel that way, like you were producing that energy. But, you know, to see that, and then to see the people that are your fans and to see that they are those types of people, like he says, it held a mirror up to him, and maybe he wants to separate himself from that. And, you know, that's why he wants to take a more aggressive approach towards changing that and, you know, possibly correcting what he perceives to be damage. So with that context, I don't agree with Moist here. I don't know why it's even a talking point, quite frankly. There's plenty more to talk about than picking that one thing apart. I don't know. I don't agree with what he has to say here.
Over time, you're changing the audience over time as well, obviously, right? The people that subscribed for your previous catalog of content.
I don't know, but iDubbbz being afraid of cancel culture, yeah, I think he is being genuine. He has everything. We're not talking about somebody that's like, well, we don't really know, to be fair, but we see Creator Clash, and they claim to have made no money on it for 2 years in a row. So we're talking about a guy that never had to work ever again. You know, he wasn't really actively making very much content as it was. So to say he was worried about cancel culture, I don't think he gives a fuck. And quite frankly, he's being canceled right now. So I'll double down on that. But we'll never really know, right? That would just be, the whole conversation would only ever be speculative, unless I get iDubbbz on the live stream right now, you know, and try to pick his brain about it.
It might not stick around for the stuff you start creating when it goes in a different direction, and that's a totally fine thing. I don't think there's anything weak about making different content and growing individually without having to come forward and share that growth with your audience. At the end of the day, your subscribers aren't your friends. You don't know them and they don't know you. That's the brass tacks of it. Sorry to blast the cold water in your face first thing in the morning. You don't owe them an explanation for why you're changing your content. You're welcome to tell them. I think that's totally within your right to do. But I really disagree that
he doesn't want to be the kind of person that people see said slurs ages ago and then suddenly he's evil. He wants to distance himself from that. And him, you know, still going on about this detail, it's like, I think Charlie, I think he does fucking miss the point. I don't think I'm digging into it too far. He considers his old content to be damaging, and he feels he influenced people to also be damaging. Like he wants to correct that. You know, he feels bad about it. So that's why he wants to be aggressive with the content change and why he's no longer making the old type of content. And that seems to have just completely gone over Charlie's head here. Sorry, I'm not vibing with YouTube Jesus so far.
That it's weak if you don't explain why you're changing.
I don't hate the guy,
you
but I
can
disagree
just
with him.
Make different stuff
To
go in that
clear.
direction where you're happier without ever really needing to come forward and like really lecture on why.
I think I should have
Again,
the
he missed the whole
balls
fucking
to
point.
make an apology video and take accountability for the mistakes I've made. So that's what this video is.
Although at one point, I know Moist Critical says this was overkill, and god damn it, you know what? I do have to fucking agree. I also feel personally that this video from iDubbbz is overkill. It just seems like a bit fucking much, but I don't know. I don't think for me personally that takes away from the overall sentiment of the video.
I am responsible.
Like, I don't think anything iDubbbz did was
hurtful and damaging content
like
on this channel.
his use of slurs. Okay, like I am not a person to speak on that, but at the time things were different, and with that in perspective, I mean, like, I don't know. His catchphrase was N-word, F-word. Okay, I was trying to like sound it out there without saying it. But that wasn't even his catchphrase. That was a callback to one of his first like videos where he like went after somebody and that person called iDubbbz an N-word, F-word. So like, it's like, there's so much nuance being left out of that conversation by him. Like, he's the first person that should fucking know that. And running on with it for as long as he did, you know, that might have fostered negativity and toxicity in his community. But at the end of the day, like, if you put it in context, it wasn't out of hate. He was actually saying that to pick on someone that had said it to him, called him an N-word, F-word, you know? I don't say the R slur anymore, and that's out of my own personal reasons, but I won't have a hissy fit over someone else who does say it. Yeah, same. I think that's like, honestly, I think that's pretty freaking normal. I think that's pretty much the normal take to have. To get like ridiculously offended about it, I always kind of feel that R word, I'm referring to the R word. To get ridiculously offended about it, to me, feels like you're grandstanding, okay? You're not doing it because you care. You're doing it because you've been taught to act this way, and this is the appropriate response to somebody saying it. I mean, like, I don't say it either because I know it like can really rile people up, and I do respect people whether I agree with their opinions or not. But if someone else chooses to say it, I am not personally offended by it. That's my take on the R word. Also about him saying the N word to Tana Mongeau because she said it to him. And not to mention, yes, Akira. Not to mention, I think he regrets the hate that may have gone to Tana from the video, okay? But let's not freaking forget that Tana started that fight. Tana started the fight with iDubbbz, okay? So it wasn't like she was the innocent victim and iDubbbz just grilled into her out of nowhere, okay? Tana said to iDubbbz should, you know, himself, and that was the response, the content cop. So, I mean, it's 2023, okay? Like, TanaCon was a long time ago. These things are old. This is old news, but, you know, it's like, what I'm saying is I don't hate Tana, but, like, let's not act like Tana was, like, this innocent fucking victim here. You know, she provoked him, quite frankly. And he doesn't acknowledge that. That's why I'm saying this video is overkill. Like, he has solid points, and this is his shit to say. But yeah, the video is fucking overkill. Okay, like, he's being way too fucking hard on himself. I'm sorry.
And I've also created a culture of apathy.
Me personally, I would get mad at someone for saying
a lot of
anything
like
to say
cruelty as well. Like, you know, some of the videos I've made
Okay,
have
that's
been
fair.
very not edgy. I don't think they you know, some of these videos were edgy. I think they were just outright cruel.
It sucks to hear that this is how he thinks about his old content and his old self. It's always a very difficult realization when you look back on, you know, the you of a few years ago disappointed. Like, I used to be 5'6", and I still am, but it sucks to realize that I was then too, and have been for a long time. Point is, he wasn't happy with the content he made or the person he was, and now he's trying to apologize for the videos he made. And I, once again, have to completely disagree with the way he looks at it. I feel like his perspective...
What's there to disagree with? Like, the way he, like, I don't get this. Honestly, I don't get the fucking video. I don't get penguins. I don't get fucking moist hair. What's there to fucking disagree with, dude? I feel like the video I made last week, guys, was harmful. It could have possibly hurt someone, and that bothers me because I feel it was toxic, which is what iDubbbz is saying. Who the fuck is anyone to be like, okay, MeJoeShmoe, well, I disagree, and let me tell you why. Dude, like, I don't... Shut up. This isn't about you. This is about me. This is me talking about my reflection. Moist critical. Yeah, I don't know. Let's see what else he has to say.
On it is very warped by the way the internet has evolved over the years.
Okay.
The way he talks about this
That's
content
fair.
makes it sound like he used to fucking murder puppies for these videos, which it was never that extreme. I very much would consider it edgy. It was 2016 edginess in all of its glory. That was entirely the brand. And for its time, it lived peacefully. You know, all four nations, water, earth, fire,
He reeled it in a
air,
little bit,
lived
but the way he
together in harmony
started
with all
talking,
this edginess
I don't
going on.
like.
Now, obviously, times have changed, then he has changed. He's gotten older. He's in his 30s now. In your 30s, it's not exactly entertaining to just be spamming slurs for shock humor. I don't find that entertaining, and he doesn't either. So it's totally fine to want to distance yourself from making content like that. But I don't think it was a mistake that he made those videos. Like, they're not hurtful, nor do I really think they're damaging. Now, you could make an argument that they were hurtful to the people they were about, like the content cop on Tana or Leafy or any of that. You could say, like, you know, he hurt their feelings or sent harassment their way, which may have been a mental burden on them.
Joe Tom has the exact same take, by the way. Yeah, I saw Turkey Tom talked about it. I don't know. I didn't watch Turkey Tom's take. So I don't know. I tend to agree with Turkey Thomas on a lot of things. Although, you know, you guys know I'm not afraid to call him out either when I disagree with him. I'm far from a fucking simp, I think. I think he meant that iDubbbz should have had to make... Wait, I think he meant that iDubbbz shouldn't have had to make the video because people should understand what he means. I don't know. I might be wrong, though. I didn't watch the whole video. No, I think that's exactly what he means. But I think he misunderstands why iDubbbz made the video. I thought it, you know, maybe I'm wrong as well, but I definitely took it as he's making the video to try to correct things that he feels bad about. He feels like he fostered, you know, he enabled people to be hateful and toxic, and, you know, he's trying to correct that, and to do that he's being very, very open and clear about how he feels about things. So I don't know, there's probably a deeper discussion that could be had about that, but the way I'm perceiving him speak on it, I don't necessarily agree with. I think I can agree with Moist that iDubbbz is being way too fucking hard on himself, but like, this video is 21 fucking minutes long, dude. Like, well, what is there to fuck else to say? That's why I didn't make a video on the topic. Who the fuck am I to come up here and pick apart how iDubbbz feels about his old content? You know, because I knew it would have been good views. My last iDubbbz video was good views. I didn't do it. I had nothing to contribute to the conversation of meaningful capacity, you know? But now that all this drama's around it, I'll talk about the drama. Fuck it.
And you could feel bad about that, I suppose. But at the end of the day, I don't think the goal of his content was ever to be hurtful or damaging. He was just trying to entertain and using edginess as shock humor, which for its time was acceptable online. Now, whether or not you think that's okay that it was ever acceptable, that's a different argument for a different day. But the point is, the point of his content wasn't to be hateful or hurtful. He really was just trying to entertain. At least
that's fair.
That's how I and the majority
I agree
of people
with that.
viewed it. So I just don't think...
Yeah, there's so much context that's fucking left out of the iDubbbz discussion. Like, even Moist is not including that, like, him spamming the slurs, which I'm sure there were more instances of it because there was a shock humor value, like, element to it. But it all, like, dude, his catchphrase started from someone calling him an N-word, F-word. I'm so careful not to say those words on live here. But anyway, yeah, so he was, every time he said it, it was in mockery of someone who had said those words in a defamatory manner. So it's just like that's huge context. That is ginormous context to leave out of this conversation.
The
by both iDubbbz and
is
Moist.
Really warranted. You can explain, like, I just don't like making that content anymore, so I won't. And be like, hey, I even regret making that content because it's kind of cringe now. That's all fine, but to think that it is this huge, massive problem, like you made an unforgivable
Twitter is
mistake,
always bad,
is a little weird to me.
So I don't want people to, you know, get it confused about, you know, where I stand. I have made some cruel, hurtful content, and I need to acknowledge that, and I'm really sorry that it's taken me this long to acknowledge it. The content I'm talking about specifically are content cop videos and videos where I was just generally criticizing people for
everyone
very
calling him a
lackluster
pussy and saying
reasons.
his wife changed him.
And,
but even if that
you
was
know,
true,
obviously didn't
it's
have
his own
any
business. People need to let
accountability
others live their
whatsoever
lives.
on
I
my
agree.
end.
Oh, sorry. I agree, Donut. I think there's legitimate criticism that you can give Anissa and iDubbbz. You know, a big part of the context that I, you know, remember here is Anissa recently has been given a lot of credit towards the Tana content cop and all of the content cops in general. So where's her fucking apology? You know what I mean? So like, you know, at first, like, the narrative was like, I've said this before. It was like both. It was Anissa changed iDubbbz for the better, but also Anissa was like the mastermind behind a lot of the bits of the content cops in the old content. But also she's the one who changed iDubbbz for the better. And then iDubbbz is apologizing for this content when Anissa came up with the Tana Mojo, the clip. Like, she took credit for that. And like, so where's her fucking apology? I think there's a bit to be said for Anissa. Overall, like I don't see anything extremely problematic with her. I think she gets way too much fucking hate. I don't see why she surely should get, any hate at all necessarily. Criticism, yes. Hate, no. But yeah, I mean, that's a valid criticism to bring up right there if I were to make one. And I'd see a lot. And that's why I made my video, because all the videos where they're like talking about iDubbbz, they like they're bad. All these fucking videos that are bashing iDubbbz are fucking bad. They're bad fucking videos. Maybe not in production quality, because my production obviously sucks, but the takes are fucking terrible. And I will fucking stand on that leg.
You shouldn't have to apologize for criticizing someone or something. Voicing your opinion on a subject is a totally...
So to be honest, I don't know anything about his wife, so I can't have a take on that. Okay, so Anissa is like his wife, okay? And that's when all the iDubbbz drama started, because Anissa started an OnlyFans, and then iDubbbz was a cuck. That's how it began, okay? And then he made a video defending his wife. And then, since then, Anissa has kind of been brought into... Like she never was a huge part of the content, and now she's taking a lot of credit for the old videos, and she's being brought more into the spotlight. And she does have some like old controversies, and she's had some old takes that didn't age well, So people are digging all that up, and like, oh, it's not just that she has an OnlyFans and iDubbbz is a cuck. It's also that iDubbbz's girlfriend is a terrible fucking person. Do you not think that like iDubbbz fucking knows that? Like, I don't know. Like, their relationship is their fucking business. No one knows what's going on over there. Again, no one is above criticism, but like, yeah, that's the whole fucking Anissa bullshit. I don't know.
I get criticized. I criticize others. People criticize movies, games, music, all of that. And to try and vilify the idea of criticism being evil, I think is a little dangerous, because then you just create these echo chambers and no one ever really grows from that. I think it's totally fine if you regret the way you criticize things, the way you approach the subject.
Yeah, I don't think the videos were bad.
How you handled it.
I think content videos were fine.
However, I wouldn't necessarily say that you were picking apart people for lackluster things. You seem to really look back negatively on all of the content cops, but whether you like it or not, you did make good points and good arguments against people who did deserve criticism. I feel like the main pain point of those videos he used to make is the slurs in them. Like, his catchphrase was 2 slurs strung together.
Yeah.
Right? Like, that's not exactly something to be super proud of.
But he adopted the catchphrase because one of the people made a rebuttal video to him calling him that catchphrase. So then he took it. It's making fun of the person who said that originally. It's mocking the first person. It's not him like, this is my catchphrase, guys, how quirky and edgy and funny. It's a throwback, You're going to make a 21-minute video, bring that up, and not know the fucking context or not care to bring it up.
I get that. But to go back and say, like, all of it's shit, all of it's, bad and cruel, I think is going way overboard.
That's fair.
It's not. I don't think any of it was cruel. I don't think the criticism was unwarranted. But it's fine to just regret the way you handled it to a certain extent without saying all the content was damaging or cruel or bad.
I was morally grandstanding
kind of agree
and
with
acting
that.
as if I am any better than any of these people that I was making content cop videos
But it's like,
on, and I'm not. I'm
again,
a
like,
human.
he
I'm a
feels he
real
hurt
human
people through the
who makes
videos.
mistakes.
He has regret. He's
I
trying to
make a different set of
remedy it.
mistakes
He's trying to
than
fix
the
that.
people I was making videos on, but it doesn't matter. I don't think anyone deserves that level of cruelty or hate. It's also indoctrinated a lot of people into thinking that this is an okay way to behave, and it's not.
I feel like there's a chance he may have been hit by a Men in Black neuralizer and had his memories rewritten of what that content actually was, because I never got the impression from those videos that he was morally grandstanding or that he was trying to pitch himself as superior to them morally.
Yeah.
He never really tried to make himself seem like he was better than them. In fact, he would multiple times point out, like, his problems as well, and even give them advice on how they could have attacked him better in response, giving them ammo if they wanted to use against him. It all seemed very self-aware, not from like a moral grandstanding perspective, but just you were lending criticism in a...
Well, I don't know. Okay, so, well, even if that's the context of his catchphrase, it still makes sense to bring it up since he continued to say it, and that wraps around to him being sorry for his old vids. I agree. He did like run the joke a little bit long, it didn't age well. That's fair. But, you know, if you're going to break it down, it was not said out of hate. It was not said in a bigot way. You know, that's the point I guess I want to make. It's like, yes, you could say, okay, he used it a little too long, MeJoeShmoe. And I'm like, yeah, you're right. You know, it didn't fucking age well, but like, listen, let's keep it real. He was not saying it to be hateful. He was, you know, yeah, that's my point.
Goofy way to entertain your audience as well as provide legitimate points for why these people are doing bad things or have done bad things. For example, making a content comp on Leafy and bullying him the same way he'd bully the people in his videos.
Exactly.
Right? Like, that's not exactly the most cruel thing in the world. It's just making a point.
Like, none of these
and
people were
making
innocent
that point
victims.
Entertaining to your audience.
I am very
Ricegum straight up
insecure
asked for
about
it.
my ability
Like, literally.
to create interesting content or like entertain. It's gotten better over the years, but it's something that I have struggled with constantly. And it's one of the reasons why I, kept making this hurtful content. You do interpret that as an excuse, but I hope that that is relatable to other creators who maybe struggle with the same thing.
Now, this subject right here is something that extends beyond the iDubbbz situation. It's the insecurity, especially with a creator who's found a lot of success with one branch of content, that fearfulness to try other things because you don't know how to be perceived and you're a little worried about your ability to even deliver something that's not the norm that your audience is used to. That's a very honest look into that mentality, and you see it all the time on the platform with people that have found success in one niche and they never leave it. And that's because there's always that fear that if you do, you'll lose your audience or you'll just not be good at it. So most people live in the exact same style of content forever. And that's how I was for like the first 8 or 9 years of this channel, doing nothing but gameplay and commentary videos, spouting the word nipple and titty and cum as much as I possibly could within the first 2 minutes and throughout the rest of the video. But eventually, you do take a risk and you try other things, and I always think that's the most fulfilling thing a creator can do, which is branch out from their niche. At least to try it, dip your toes in the deep end of that pool and give it a whirl.
I was being very bigoted in a lot of my videos, and I justified it because, I didn't think it was too serious. And I thought that people were going to see that I had good intentions, but that's so silly, Casual racism is still racism. Casual bigotry is still bigotry.
Okay, like, I don't know. I'm speaking as a barely Hispanic, let's just call me white man. So I'm not going to like speak, but like, I don't know. Like the only thing was the N-word, right? Which like is not good, but it was mocking the person who said it to him. Like it was not mocking. He was not disparaging a race of people. He was disparaging someone who disparaged a race of people. And I'm sure maybe if you look hard enough, you can find some like racist stuff. I'm actually positive you could, but like if that's the big thing, then that's like I don't get it.
And
he's way too fucking hard on himself. That'll be my only point. He has some regrets. He feels like he caused some hate. He put some negativity out into the world. He wants to redeem that. That's fine. But he's obviously getting beat up or beating himself up way too fucking much.
I said a lot of things that I look back at and I cringe now, and I'm like, that is an awful thing to say.
This I completely understand. That is totally normal to look back on that and cringe, right? In your 30s and really any age over 16, you're not exactly going to be getting a hearty ho 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 belly laugh just hearing a bunch of slurs being spammed. Real life isn't Call of Duty lobbies. I don't think many people in the real world are going to be like laughing and fist pumping hearing you just shout slurs as comedy. So that makes sense.
I'm not going to stop
look
to
back
explain
on
the
that
slurs
and
anymore. I
cringe.
apologize. I made
However,
my point.
None of your videos came from a place of hate. At least I don't think so. I don't think you were ever a racist or a bigot or anything like that. You used those words for shock humor. That was the whole goal, the edgy shock humor of using those words. And you made it pretty clear that that was kind of your drive. And he does mention it in this video with the it's either all okay or none of it's okay mentality. But I really think most people were able to recognize
honestly, yeah, I agree with you, Donut. And then the end of it, I have to say the end of it where he like talks about his wife and he's like, you're streaming right now. It's like very weird. It's very fucking weird. Like, oh, Anissa, like, gave Anissa a bunch of props, which is fine. I don't want to parasocially dissect the situation, but I don't know, the way he was like, you're streaming right now. It might be nothing, and it probably was nothing, but at first glance, I'm like, that's really weird that you just said that. Like, I don't know, like, oh, you're streaming right now. Like what? Like, did she yell at you? Like, I don't know. I don't know. I never will know. Probably is nothing, but I can definitely see why people might feel like that, especially after watching the video.
Weren't coming from a place of legitimate hate. Now, you can of course still say that it's unacceptable that he was using slurs for shock humor and punchlines in his videos for the jokes. That's a totally fair perspective to have, but it's still, I think, a little ridiculous to make it seem like it was this big of a deal that it warranted a whole apology video in which he makes it seem like he'll never truly find forgiveness and he'll never forgive himself for it, for saying the slurs in the videos and making the content he did. Because again, like, he's talking about it like he's a fucking reformed racist, like he was actually a racist.
Kira, you might be right. Honestly, the way he said that was cute. I don't know about you. I really felt the love he has for her. Oh yeah, he obviously loves her. I mean, Jesus Christ, dude, he has taken a lot for her. And you could be right. Like I said, it felt weird, but then also I am in taking all of the Nisa hate online, and I'm seeing all of these cuts of their relationship to try to produce a certain, drive a certain agenda that Anissa's a bad person and controlling iDubbbz. So yeah, I could have easily been poisoned by that. Could be 100% right, Kira. Yes, it's possible they may have had a fight over the topic too, based on the way he said it. I really felt, yeah, no, you might be right. We will never know. It's not even really worth bringing up, but I don't know. I may be poisoned by some of the content I watch just to see different perspectives, and that's why I felt that way. I don't know, because I do like Anissa. I don't have a problem with her. I don't think she's ever done anything that deserves the hate that she gets, 100%. But I do attempt, in case I'm wrong, I attempt to see other sides of the argument as well,
Racist, and now he's not, when I don't think that was the case. He was an edgelord, and that's it. I feel like this whole video could...
Joe, do you like Guns N' Roses? Yeah, Guns N' Roses is sick.
Could have just been summed up very easily like, hey guys, it was fucking 2016. I was edgy, and now I think it's cringy, so I don't want to do that anymore, and we're closing the book. That, we're shutting that chapter down, putting the kibosh on it. Now we're doing some other stuff. And that would have been a totally fine explanation. A lot of people would have still would have been disappointed, of course, in his audience that liked that content. But at the end of the day, you shouldn't feel like a prisoner to your audience. You should make what makes you happiest to create. Like, I don't think you should have felt obligated to make this video. Like, I don't think this situation was so damaging that it warranted this kind of, like, fucking presidential press conference here over it and apologizing for
I agree. The video is way overboard.
I don't think, like, you ruined.
At least it came off that way. We don't know how iDubbbz feels. I have regrets. I have people that I wish I could say I'm sorry for shit that I did to them when I was like 14 years old. If it eats you long enough, then that's what happens. Something that someone else doesn't even remember, it kills you. It eats at you. So that this shit might have been eating at him for a really fucking long time, and that's why the video was so overboard, in my opinion.
Because you made content cop. I don't think you made an entire generation of racists and bigots because you use slurs for shock humor.
And I think people are putting that in his head. I think he's surrounding himself with people that have qualities that he wants to have because he doesn't like the way that he's been. And I honestly think that those people are the ones that are like really making him feel like shit. I went through a phase in my life like that, so I sympathize. I see a lot of similarities with the way he acts, but that just might be me being parasocial about it. But
I think that's a very bastardized perspective of how people digest content online. Now, I have no doubt that his audience did cultivate some weirdo losers that probably were real racists somewhere in there that didn't really care about his message and just liked that he was saying the N-word. I have no doubt that existed in his community. But I don't think that was his goal, and there's always going to be weirdo losers. Of course, you can do your best to mitigate those people from feeling welcome in your community, but that all starts with just changing the content over time. Again, that's not a weak thing to do. That is not a weak or passive approach. The vilifying of your own audience and your previous content, I don't think is the right way of even looking at the content.
I don't know about that. If I had a bunch of people in the Discord that, you know, were like roasting my girlfriend constantly and were like saying things that I don't agree with and acting as if I was the reason, like, you know, we like you because you used to think like us and this is how we think and I didn't agree with it, I'd tell them to fuck off too. I'd be like, yo, I don't like my old audience. Y'all are fucking cringe. I don't like the way you talk about women. I don't value you. Our values are not the same. You know, go get Ben. So I kind of disagree with Moist here. And again, he's going back again to how, you know, the way he did it was wrong, or he disagrees with his opinion on why he did it. Dude, if this was eating the man and this is how he felt he needed to address his old content to try to alleviate some of the pain he felt, you know, the way, like, bad feelings he was harboring, then so fucking be it. I think it was overkill too. But who the fuck am I to sit here and make a 21-minute long video picking the whole fucking thing apart? You know, you can give your fucking take, but you want to talk about overboard, I think this fucking video is overboard as well.
Content you used to make or the audience that you had. Of course there were bad actors in there, but not everyone was. And to make them...
iDubbbz could totally just continue making regular content and still have a solid fan base. I feel like this is mainly in his head. That's my take on that. Yeah, that's fair. But again, like, dude, like, I have things that eat me every night. I'll think about something I did in high school that I regret, and the other person probably fucking doesn't even remember about it, but it eats me a lot. And, you know, he feels like he fucked up a bunch of people and bred a bunch of negative shit. So if that's the case and it's eating him for years, that's why the video came out and that's why it felt so overkill. I mean, I don't know. He didn't say anything necessarily like bad. He's just like, this is how I feel about the situation. This is how I'm moving forward. Hope you guys will stick around. And then we have fucking Moist making a 21-minute video dissecting the whole thing. Like,
feel like they were, if they liked your content, is a little weird. And I don't think that's the goal of this video by any means, but it does come across that way. Like, you weren't a bad person if you were laughing at his content cops or anything like that. And I don't think he was a bad person for making those content cops in the first place.
I shouldn't be able to just make an apology video and walk away from it. This is something that I should live the rest of my life with, and I expect to. I've profited off of this bigoted content for years, and I've made a successful career out of it, and that's not right. I think that this is only a step in the right direction, and I know that a lot more needs to be done to even approach a life that I would think would be like acceptable.
You don't deserve to be fucking publicly flogged with tomatoes thrown at you for the rest of your life and skinned alive because you made edgy videos in 2016, man.
Yep.
It's just
He's
not
too hard on
that
himself.
big of a deal. It feels horrible hearing this from him, knowing that it weighs...
Like, I guess, like, I am, like, why does this video fucking exist? Like, why didn't Critical just hit up iDubbbz and be like, and talk to him? Why did he have to make a public 21-minute video? And, like, a lot of this is, like, creator psychology, how creators deal with things and how they should deal with things. Okay, so how many fucking views did this video get? How many views did the video get? I don't see a view counter anywhere. 1.4 million views. How many people out of the 1.4 million people that watch this fucking video are creators that can relate to the shit they're talking about at all? Like, I've been making content for fucking years. I have, like, no fan base. So you got a bunch of wannabe YouTubers like me watching, and then the rest of them don't make content at all. And the majority of the video is like a conversation that he should have had with iDubbbz if he gives a fuck so much. You know? Like, so why did you make this video? Like,
he's so heavily on his mind that he made these videos so he feels like he's a real piece of shit for doing it. You just made edgy YouTube videos. You didn't ruin anybody's life. You didn't create... you know, a fucking army of racists and bigots. The content itself isn't bigoted content either. You used edgy shock humor. And I don't think that makes you a bigot that you're going to have to atone for those sins for the rest of your life over.
I am running ads on this video, and any revenue generated from this video, I'm going to match and donate to an organization that would have been particularly affected by the type of rhetoric that I've been spewing on this channel. And again, this isn't the end of what I'm doing. This is just the start.
You'll get no complaints from me here. I'm always on the side of helping people, so anything charitable, I'm always for. Though I don't think it...
Oh, Kira left? What? Kira left, like, the chat, or? Oh. Oh, sad face. Oh, well. Just you and me, Donut. Wrap up this video.
Necessary or anything. I still think that's a nice gesture regardless. But he uses the word rhetoric here. And that again makes it sound like these videos were coming from like a legitimate racist, which I don't think they were. I really don't. At least I don't want to believe that iDubbbz used to be a racist and he was using that to try and, propel his beliefs forward. He really it seems like he was really just using these words as shock humor, which is cringy, sure, very cringy, and that is absolutely fine to point out.
What's up?
But it doesn't strike me as something that was genuinely ruining people's lives hearing that kind of shit. It's just kind of like an eye-rolling thing to look back on now, like, ugh, that's fucking lame. And that's really it. I just don't think it goes too much deeper than that. Like I said, I have no doubt there really were some dangerous weirdos that did hold dangerous beliefs in his community. But I don't think he made them. I think they were there when they found his content to begin with, and they stuck around because they just liked hearing the edgy words spoken out loud. That's it. I don't think he made them. He wasn't the Frankenstein to their monster.
I agree.
I don't want to just keep dissecting every single piece of the video.
I mean, he might have like fostered, like, I don't know. I think like it's definitely fair to say that like he definitely may have influenced people to be a little bit aggressive, and those are what he like. That's what he's upset about. What? What's dumb? What's dumb? Mode was me Roblox long name. What's up, Dan? What's going on? What's dumb? Come on, man. You can type it out. I got faith in you.
Here, I want to kind of branch this out into a broader talking point about when a creator starts to resent the audience and community they've fostered. Because that's fundamentally what's happened.
Oh,
here.
let him stay. I
has
don't mind.
Grown up now.
I'm all
he doesn't
for
like what he made when he was younger, and he doesn't like the audience that he made along the way, along the journey. He mentions a couple of times in the videos, like some of these eureka moments where he's like, man, this is really fucking frustrating, the people that are in my...
Well, I mean, if that makes him happy. I didn't get it, so it's not really that clever, Mr. Roblox, Mr. Roblox. I mean, yeah, you're free to make a point in the chat. I'll rebuttal.
He doesn't blatantly say that, but he tells a couple anecdotes about, going to conventions and meeting fans and it being kind of like this mirror held up to him that he didn't like the reflection of. And that's a very interesting and unfortunately pretty common thing to have happen online, where someone spends a long time building their brand and building their audience. And as they grow, they start to really resent the audience that they have. And usually this comes in one of two forms, where you have someone like Darkside Phil. I've used him as an example before, but he has an audience that he doesn't seem to really like, but he needs them because they pay his bills. So he has...
Yeah, Darkside Phil is crazy, dude. That whole story is fucking terrible.
Constantly keep doing the same things in order to keep the lights on.
We're getting new people.
And
what up?
I imagine he feels trapped by his viewers because he has to keep doing this song and dance in order to get the money from them, but doesn't like what he's doing. And it also happens to other creators as well, who spend a long time building their identity online, but they don't like what they're doing and they don't like the people that are watching them. So then they try and make some kind of change.
How old are
and
y'all?
get
That's kind of
eaten alive
creepy,
by
ain't
their
it?
community, which only further reinforces their disdain for them.
Has
Which
weird
leads to
vibes
a
to
really
it.
toxic community where everyone's at each other's throats. There's countless examples of that. Point is, that experience online is all too common. And when it does happen, a creator's left with a choice. They either just suck it up and keep making the shit that they clap for, even though it doesn't make them happy and they don't like the audience that's clapping for them, or they try and change the content and grow a different kind of audience, which is always the scarier option. That's always the more uncertain one, because maybe no one likes it, and now you've lost that audience you built up, and now your career's in jeopardy. You might not be able to keep the lights on by doing this career anymore, because now you've alienated them, gone in a different direction, and it hasn't worked out.
I don't know. This
So
is a
the
bit of a
majority
nothing
creators
burger.
in
I've
this
completely
position
lost interest.
Just kind of suck it
It's
up.
like, who is watching it to hear how creators deal with their fans? I mean, the person he's talking about is an interesting case where they like don't like what they do, but it's how they pay their bills, so they do it anyway. And I get, like, you know, the whole like bringing up people being a slave to their audience, you know, something I actively don't try to do, and it's probably why I don't have an audience. But I don't know, like it's just like, dude, like, I don't know, man. I don't
Rub some dirt
I
in
really
it
don't know
and
what to
just
say.
keep doing the same shit over and over, even if it makes them miserable. And that's why you'll see a lot of creators burn out. So I'll always respect the creators that choose the harder path here of pivoting and changing their content, doing what makes them
What?
happier.
Need to know for recruiting. Recruiting for what? How do I donate? We don't do donations. I don't even know how to set up donations. I don't think I can even. I don't even think I'm eligible.
Even if it means taking that huge risk of losing the audience you've built up over time. Even though I disagree with iDubbbz's perspective on his older content being damaging or dangerous,
That's fine. I kind of agree with that
or
too.
indoctrinating, I still do respect that he didn't like what he was doing, so now he's doing something that he likes more. Even though it is coming at the risk of losing his audience, he'll find happiness.
Yep, Taliban recruiting right now. Huh. What a weird thing to say. Got a modern day edgelord in the chat, ladies and gentlemen. I'm gonna put them in timeout, and I'm gonna delete their messages. See, I'm learning. Okay, so we'll see if they come back. I'm not sure if that's gonna... Like, I'm all for a discussion, but if you're just gonna come in here and be a 10-year-old, you know, I'm not really into that. So I can hide them on the channel. Oh yeah, they may have blocked the chat, hopefully. I guess I shouldn't have even really said it. I don't know. But yeah, he said he was recruiting. Yeah, I don't know. I just got rid of him. I mean, if he was going to come up with like a decent, like if he was going to come up with like an actual argument to something I was saying, then you're welcome to stay. But like whatever that was just weird. Weirdo. All right, let's get back to the end of the video though. I gotta be honest with you guys. I've pretty much lost interest. I've already given you all my points.
And maybe he's
I have nothing else to say.
Audience that he potentially cultivates through all of it. So, but yeah, anyway, just kind of wanted to talk about this whole situation. That's about it. So yeah.
And honestly, to be fair, I mean, Moist does do commentary videos, so maybe I was a bit hard on him. But I feel like when you're at this level of the game, you like he was in Creator Clash, iDubbbz Creator Clash. Like I'm sure they have a means of communication. I don't know. If I knew anybody at all, like if I had any type of relationship with iDubbbz at all, I don't feel like I would have made this video. I feel like I would have talked to iDubbbz. I guess that's kind of where I come from. But at the end of the day, I mean, Penguin Zero can, you know, Charlie can do whatever the fuck he wants. And I don't disagree with everything he said, but I don't know. Like, I didn't even make a video on iDubbbz despite I knew the views would be good. Oh, listening while in the shower. Oh, cool. There was either a terrorist in China or a little kid. It was just a little kid, let's be real. I doubt that video was for Charlie. What? No. I'm talking about Charlie's video to iDubbbz. I'm saying like I don't know. I was like critical of like him a little bit. But like he can make any video that he wants, and I didn't disagree with all of his points. I just feel like, you know, he's at a level of the game where he could talk to iDubbbz. He worked for iDubbbz. There is some type of relationship there. If I knew iDubbbz in any way, if I had any type of relationship with iDubbbz, I feel like I would not have made this video. I would have talked to him on a personal basis, tried to get an idea what was going on. But, you know, obviously maybe not. Maybe the relationship isn't that good. I don't know. I think this video was honestly a bit of a nothing burger unless you really just wanted to hear Moist's take on it, and in which case, then it was a great video, I guess. I don't know. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair, and he can do whatever he wants. I don't hate Miss Moist Critical. I watch Moist Critical. But just like, you know, just like anybody, sometimes I disagree with what they have to say. Sometimes I don't get it. Probably gonna get off soon, guys, but before I get off, I want to look at something. I forget what it was. Yeah. So that's that with the iDubbbz thing. And then I wanted to just check how long
I was an extra
his
in the Hunger Games.
Yeah, his other video is 17 minutes long. I don't have time to watch that tonight. That'll be another half hour till I'm out of here. So I don't know. I've given my opinion here on the iDubbbz thing with watching Moist's video here. I don't know. If you watch my stuff, it's pretty much the take hasn't changed. I feel, you know, he's probably hanging out with people who, let me go over here so you can actually see me. He's hanging out with people that probably are being a bit hard on him. He's being a bit hard on himself. But, I mean, at the end of the day, I like iDubbbz content. I feel like if you like iDubbbz content, no matter how you feel about his take here with his new video, you can keep watching. I watched his new scroll video. I thought it was all right, you know. I like iDubbbz as a personality. I like watching him. You know, I've been looking, you guys sent me that video with the Moist Critical, and the reason I didn't jump right into making a video, where was it? I can't believe it didn't work. Pathetic Prankster.
Over the years, I've made fun of a lot of YouTube
I watched this,
pranksters.
and like, whatever, okay, he roasted this prankster who's kind of a jackass, right? But I watched the prankster's video, and honestly, like, I don't know, I was a bit torn on it. I'm really still not sure how I feel about it, because like pranksters are bad, right? Pranking bad. The guy was being an arrogant little fuck. I get that. But he seems very young. He seems like he's, you know, probably like 19 years old, probably can't even drink yet. And he's getting attention this way on the internet. So, you know, should he be doing it? No, but is any of it, like the video I watched, he like made a shirt that was like beards make me horny. And then he went to the beach, and, you know, that was like a bit more offensive, where he was like going up to women and trying to like flirt with them in front of their boyfriends they were obviously with. But then like for the guys to get so aggressive and grab his mic and throw it into the fucking ocean, like, you're a fucking child too. Like if I was out with my girlfriend and some guy like actively flirted with my girl in front of me, like I might get a little aggressive, but especially if it's a kid and he's acting so fucking stupid, at a certain point, I'm just going to walk away because I'm a fucking adult. Like, you know, and then, yeah, I don't know. So I'm a bit torn on that. I don't know if I could just sit here and tear that one video apart like he did. I don't know if I feel strongly about it. The kid does in his other videos. Damn, I'm sorry, y'all. Was just being annoying for no reason. It was up with that, Great Ape. I had to mute you there. I don't know. Yeah, like, I don't know. It was a bit weird, man. Yeah, I mean, yeah, he's young and dumb, but he's not going to learn by people being mean to him back. Yeah, I don't know. I didn't see the other videos though, Kira, so, you know, maybe there is something to look into there, but yeah, I don't know. I didn't jump right on it because I was expecting it to be like just blatant bigotry and like just like over the top nonsense, and it really wasn't extremely bad to me. I mean, I saw a kid being immature. That's what I saw. So I don't feel like super duper strongly about it that I'm going to sit here and just be like, now today we're going to talk about this guy. This guy's a fucking piece of shit. If you want to see me be really, really passionately aggressive towards someone, watch my like Ace family videos that are dog shit, or my LeBrant family video that is extremely underrated in my opinion. Yeah. So I don't know. That's that, guys. My girlfriend's probably coming home from work right now, so I'm gonna get off. Thanks for checking out the video. Grade 8. You know, that was weird, man. I hope you don't act like that in public. Say stuff like that in public. But happy you came back. Yeah, I'm tired, guys. I'm gonna go get ready to go to my girlfriend's house. Thanks for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed the new video. It was like not like commentary. I know that it wasn't like a tear down on anybody or any topic, but I thought it was cool. I'll probably do more stuff like that because I'm just not always super invested in the drama.